guys, what's up? It's Rachel back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. I don't have any updates in this video except if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you'd like, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started with the recommendations. So the first one I have to talk about is actually a little bit different for me. I have a fragrance to talk about. Here in the last little bit, I have been getting really into them. And the one that I have been loving and really into is the YSL Black Opium. Now this is nothing new. I know a lot of people have really raved about this and talked about this here in the beauty community, but I wanted to mention this because this is my favorite. I have quite a few of them, and I'm actually wearing Marc Jacobs Daisy, the original one. And it's just a little mini spray that I had, and I love the smell of it. So if you haven't tried that, I recommend that one as well. But the one that I have been loving, and I just wear most of the time, is the Black Opium from YSL. This is really my favorite. And this is a good time to pick it up because you do get the 10 or 15 or 20% depending on your status. And something more expensive like this, you definitely want to get that discount if you can. So I definitely wanted to recommend this if you guys have not tried it. I love it, and it is my favorite. So the next product I have to talk about is a face primer, and this is a primer that is newer to me. I hauled this not too long ago. I'm pretty sure it was in my mini Ulta haul, but I'm pretty sure that they do carry this at Sephora as well. This is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer, and this is what the packaging looks like. I picked up the holiday edition one just because it's prettier, but it is the same formula, same full size as the original. I just picked it up because this one was prettier, like I said in that video. But this is what it looks like on the inside, and I have dipped into it a little bit around here in the corner. I try not to mess like the round part up. I'm weird like that, but eventually I will. But I love this primer. It feels so nice on the skin, and it really does blur those pores out. It's almost like it fills them in, and it just feels really nice on the skin. I am somebody, I do have dry skin, for reference if you are curious, and it really does work for my skin. And it kind of just fills my pores in and blurs them out. It just kind of like smooths everything down, so I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. I know a lot of people really do enjoy this, but I had never tried it before this. Again, I had just picked it up for the holidays, and I love it. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. And I'm pretty sure this primer retails for like maybe $30, $38. So it's pretty expensive for a face primer. So I definitely recommend getting it now when you can get that discount. The next product I have to talk about is a foundation. Now, I'm not sure if you can get this off of Sephora or not, but so I could be wrong on that. But this is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum Foundation. Again, it does have SPF 50 in it. This is what it looks like, and really it's like a tinted moisturizer, but it has very full coverage. I've said this over and over, so it's probably annoying at this point if you've been watching me for a little bit. But I'm a full coverage person. I never wanted to try like a tinted moisturizer because I didn't think it'd give me the coverage that I need. I really do like full coverage, but it gives me the perfect amount of coverage. It covers up everything that needs to be covered, and again, I do have dry skin, and it doesn't emphasize any texture. It's really hydrating on the skin, and again, it's really nice because it does have that SPF in it. I can't say enough good things about this, so I highly recommend it. If you can get this from Sephora, I thought for a while you could. I'm not really sure. I could be wrong on that. That's something that I really do need to check. But if you can, I highly recommend it. I put this in a lot of my favorites videos, so you all are probably tired of hearing this, but I did want to give it a mention because this is the one that I highly recommend. I have a lot of palettes to talk about, and we're going to be getting into those soon. But the next thing I want to talk about is blushes. So the blushes that I recommend for the Sephora VIB sale, the first one I'm going to talk about is the one that I'm actually wearing today. Not specifically the shade, but just this formula. I'm going to be talking about the Tarte Amazonian Clay 24-Hour Blushes. This is just a little mini that I'm trying to get through here at the moment. This shade is called Entertain. Again, I'm not specifically talking about the shade. I'm just talking about these blushes in general. The formula is so nice. They don't really swatch well, but when you apply them to the skin, they're very pigmented and they build up really nicely, and they do last a long time. A very just classic standard formula. You can't go wrong with this formula, so I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it. These blushes in the full size are pretty expensive. I think they're like maybe $30 or so, somewhere around there. Definitely get it when you can get that discount on it. So I highly recommend these. I love the formula and they just glide on so smoothly. And I love the coral shades that they have, so I highly recommend it. And then the next blush that I want to talk about is actually a blush palette. And I did mention this in my current favorites. If you watched my previous video, you may be seeing some of the products that I mentioned in there. But the next one I'm going to talk about is from NARS, and this is the Free Lover Blush Palette. So this is what it looks like, and if you are curious, the glitter does not come off. This is from their holiday collection, and I love NARS blush palettes. I love NARS in general. They hold a special place in my heart. I always say that NARS has my heart. It's just my favorite makeup brand. Everything that they come out with, down to the packaging and just the product in general, is so nice. I love their blush palettes. I have an addiction. I feel like I need every blush palette that they come out with. And I have picked up a lot of their pieces to their holiday collection. But I wanted to mention this one in general because you just can't go wrong with it. The formula is amazing. I don't know, something about NARS blush palettes, they're just so nice. I feel like they're so luxurious, you know what I mean? So this is what it looks like on the inside. In my opinion, you do have 4 blush shades and 2 highlighters. So this is what it looks like. Again, I don't think you'll be disappointed with the formula. Really nice, really cute. Just a really good holiday release. So I highly recommend this. And again, these are pretty pricey, so it's a good time to get it on a discount. Then the next thing I want to talk about is some highlighters. I actually have a palette and then 2 highlighters to talk about here. So the first ones I want to mention are from Fenty. And this is the Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats. I talk about this all the time here on my channel. This is what it looks like. I just love the way that this looks on the skin. I actually have one that I have been using to death. So this is what it looks like. I have used so much of this and I just love it. It looks wet. It has the most elegant glitter that you have ever seen. I say that all the time. Just looks really wet on the skin. It's so smooth. It just glides on. It's almost silky like. It's almost like that putty texture that I know Stila does. I just love this. And then I also have a backup of it because I love it so much. I'm going to show you guys. This is what it looks like. So highly recommended. If you are somebody that you don't like glitter, then you probably won't like this. But I'm telling you, the most elegant glitter, and it just glides on and it looks really blinding and wet on the skin. One of the best highlighters, if not the best. I say that all the time. I have talked about this a lot here on my channel, and I have put this in many favorites videos. And I'm pretty sure this retails for like $40, somewhere around there. So definitely get it now while you can on a discount. The next one I wanted to talk about from Fenty is the new one that they come out with. I'm pretty sure for this holiday collection, and it's called Hollow at Me, like holographic, but this is what it looks like. The packaging is really pretty. It's that same standard classic Fenty packaging. And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like. Now, it looks like I haven't used this, but I have. I just haven't dug into it as much as I have the other one. Again, this one is newer to me. But I love this. It's really pretty. It has the same formula as the original one, but this one is pink while the other one's more like, just looks wet and kind of has that pearlescent finish. This one is straight up pink and it looks really pretty on the skin. I am somebody that I'm a really big fan of pink highlighters, and I feel like the market is missing them. Now I know some people would disagree with me, but I feel like there needs to be more pink highlighters, and maybe that's just because they're my favorite is why I'm saying that, but I love a good pink highlighter. I love this and I highly recommend it. Again, I don't feel like it has as much glitter as the original one, but I feel like it looks really pretty on the skin, and you definitely can see that glitter. So if you like the original one and you like pink highlighters, I feel like you would love this one. Now the last little highlighter that I wanted to mention is actually a quad from Dior, and I have put this in many videos in the past. But this is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, and this is the original one. Now, they did come out with a second version of this, and it was crap. I actually sold that. It had no color payoff and no, like, blinding effect, no shine to it. But this is what this one looks like. It's absolutely gorgeous. These are so pigmented. They're really nice. They're really smooth on the skin. One of my favorite highlighting palettes that I actually own, I'm giving you guys some swatches so you can see. Really, really blinding and absolutely gorgeous. And I love to mix and match with these. Really, really pretty and really pretty for the body as well in the summertime. So I love this. And this definitely is pricey. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like it retails for like 45 bucks or something. So definitely get this while you can on a discount. I'm serious, you guys. You will not be disappointed with this. I love it. And I use it all the time. I'm going to save the eyeshadow palettes for last because I actually have a lot to talk about. So the next thing I'm going to mention is some lip products, and I have I have 3 here to talk about. So the first one I have to talk about is one that I'm actually wearing, and I love this shade. I love the way this looks, and it's really glossy, and it's actually a lip gloss. It's just really, really pigmented. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is in the shade called Kristen. And again, it is a lip gloss. Mine looks all janky looking because my dog got a hold of it. But I love this. Again, these glosses are really, really pigmented, really pretty shine, very comfortable on the lips. They don't feel sticky. So I wanted to mention this shade in particular because this is my favorite. And again, I am wearing it right now. I love this and I highly recommend it. And the next lip product that I wanted to mention is the Too Faced Melted Matte in the shade Gingerbread Girl. Now, they also re-released this for this holidays, but they had it last year as well. I love this and I highly recommend it. I love the color of this. These are so comfortable on the lips and they're very, very opaque. I love them. I have a lot of different shades of these and I grab for them all the time. I just wanted to give this one a mention since they did re-release it, and I just love this shade, and it's perfect for the holidays. And again, it is a holiday release, and it is in the shade Gingerbread Girl, so I highly recommend this one. Again, I just love the formula. And this one is probably my favorite. This is the Too Faced Gingerbread Man. I have a mini size of this. I love this color. I say this all the time in my videos. I just love this shade on me. I don't know what it is. I really grab for colors like this. They kind of have like an orangey tone to them, so I highly recommend this if you have not tried it. The formula is amazing, and if you are into colors like this, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Now, the next product I want to talk about is a mascara that I have been loving, and this is pretty shocking to me because it's from Smashbox. And normally, I don't really like a whole lot of products from Smashbox, especially when it comes to mascaras. I had tried their Full Exposure, and I did not like that at all. The brush was really big, and it got mascara everywhere, all over my eyelids. This is called the Super Fan Fanned Out Mascara. This is just a deluxe size. I actually have another one of these as well. I pulled this out, and ever since I pulled this out, I haven't put it down. I just love the effect that it gives my lashes. It really does lengthen them. I feel like they are longer, but it separates so well. And something else I like about this wand is I can really get into the corners here and get these little tiny lashes like around here. It really does lift them up, and I love this wand. And something about this wand is it reminds me of another mascara that I love from the Sephora brand. I think it's like Outrageous Lash or something. I love that mascara from Sephora, and this reminds me a lot of it, so I love this. And if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. Again, when it comes to Smashbox, I haven't really been a fan of a lot of their products when it comes to the eyes, but I really do enjoy their mascara, so I highly recommend this, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I feel like it's worth a try, or maybe even just getting a deluxe size because I really do enjoy it. Now, I guess we will go ahead and move on to the eyeshadow palettes. So I actually have a lot to talk about here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So the reason I'm mentioning these 3 palettes that I'm about to talk about, because they're pretty pricey, and if you can get these on a discount, now's the time to get them. So if you've been eyeing them and you can't really decide, I just go ahead and get it because, again, that discount is going to make it much more worth it than what it's going for now. So the first one I wanted to mention is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Pro palette. I guess it's the Pro. I'm not really sure. But this is what it looks like. And then when you open it up, this is what you have going on. It's more pink toned and purple toned. And I don't think you'll be disappointed with the formula. It's just not the typical Anastasia Beverly Hills formula that everyone knows and loves. It's a different formula, but it is really nice. If you're into these pinky purple tones with a few pops of color, you really will, I feel like this. But again, I just wanted to mention these palettes because if you can get them on a discount, now's the time to get them. And I know these are very controversial at the moment. People are not really happy. Most people aren't really happy with these palettes, I don't feel like, not because of the quality, just the way that they had done it. They came out with this palette, and then not long after that, they came out with 2 and 3 on the same day. So it's kindly rushed, but Overall, the quality is really nice. Again, if you've been eyeing it, now's the time to get it because that discount makes it much more worth it. So, and then the next one I wanted to mention is the 2. Again, I just wanted to mention these because now's the time to get them. But this is what the 2 looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I feel like if you are into more weird, fun pops of color, you will really enjoy this. And it really is blue toned and gray toned, and you have some pretty pinks in there. Really, really pretty. Again, if you're into more bold looks, I would definitely pick this up. Really, really fun. And then the last one that I have to talk about is the 3rd one. This is what the packaging looks like. Really, really pretty. And if you are in need of a good new fall tone palette, I feel like you'd really enjoy this. When I look at this palette, it looks like fall, even down to the packaging. Really, really pretty for the fall. If you're looking for a new fall palette, this is it. I highly recommend this one. I feel like it's really unique. Along with that, I wanted to mention now's a good time if you wanted to pick up the Jackie Aina palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a good time to get it as well. I love the formula. I love the colors. I highly recommend this palette as well. Really, really nice. Really pretty pops in here. Very fun for the fall as well. I also wanted to mention the Carly Bible palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't like this one as good as the Jackie Aina. I cleared that up in my previous video. If you are somebody you wanted to support Carly and get it, you're a fan of hers, or if you're just somebody you were really interested in the palette, now's the time to get it because again, that sale, but this is what it looks like on the inside. It's really pretty, but again, like I said in my previous video, I cleared that up. I like the Jackie Aina better. That's just personal preference. I feel like the quality on some of these shades are lacking, like this shade right here, and then this shade right here, they're just weak. But it is a pretty palette. It has more cooler shades in there, so if you're somebody you're not into cool tones, I don't feel like you would like this palette, but there is some warm shades in there as well. I feel like it's more cool toned if anything. When I made my video on this palette, I used mostly warm tones, and I didn't really notice that some of the shades were weak until I started using it more. And that video was my first impressions, and I said in that video that I preferred this palette over the Jackie Aina, but then when I started using it and getting more into it, I realized that nah, I think I like the Jackie Aina better, and I definitely do. So I just wanted to clear that up again in case you guys go and watch that video and then be like, she's a liar. No, 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 no. I cleared it up in my last video. It really bothered me when I made that video because, you know, I didn't really test the cool tones out. So the next palette I want to talk about is from NARS, and this is the Skin Deep palette. This is a true artistry palette. Now, I have said that in many of my videos before. This is what it looks like on the inside. These shimmers are absolutely stunning on the lids. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, you can definitely see that. Very, very pretty, very intense. They really do pop. Something that I like about these shimmers are you can use this as a one shadow look. So you can put one of these shimmers all over the lid and then just blend it up into the crease. And it looks like you tried and you look really put together. So I highly recommend this palette. I love it. The formula is amazing. And these shades right here are like contouring for your eyes. Again, it's a true artistry palette. I love the formula. This is a must-have, especially if you love neutrals. So I feel like this is a little bit different though because I feel like it's more of a cool tone neutral palette. So again, I love this palette and I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed with this palette. Now I have 2 more palettes to talk about from NARS. I have talked about these a lot here on my channel. I highly recommend them. This is one of the best formulas from NARS in my personal opinion. So the first one is the NARS Wanted palette. This is what it looks like. They do have blush palettes to this. And I'm not sure if you can get the blush palettes anymore. I'm pretty sure you can still get this palette. I hope you can still get this palette because it is one of the best from NARS in my opinion. I've used the crap out of this palette. You have some of the prettiest transition shades, and these glittery shades look so pretty. They're not pressed glitters. They're more of like a metallic shade. But this is what it looks like on the inside. Really, really pretty. I've used this a lot. There's just so much you can do with it, and it's a good everyday palette, but it's also a good dramatic palette. I love this palette. This is one of my favorite palettes ever. I have mentioned this in a lot of my videos, and for some reason this palette always seems to be brought up here on my channel. I just love it that much, and I highly recommend it. I love it. And then the next NARS palette that I wanted to mention has the same formula as that Wanted palette, so I definitely wanted to mention it. But this is the Ignited palette, and this is what it looks like. So if you are into more purpley, pinky, with like duochrome shifts, like blue duochrome shifts, you will definitely love this palette. And again, the mattes, you have the perfect shades in here. I just cannot get over NARS and what they do. I just love what they do. So this is what it looks like. Prettiest shades I have ever seen besides the Wonder palette. I love this palette. I highly recommend it, and I hope you can still get your hands on this. You can kind of see the reflect in it, and you have the prettiest mattes. The mattes, I mean, everything is curated so well. Everything just goes so well together. So I love it. I highly recommend it. And just look at these, like these duochromes here. I hope you guys can see. Really, really pretty. The next palette I wanted to mention is something that is really popular, I feel like. And this is the Urban Decay Naked Honey. Now, the reason I wanted to mention this palette, I know a lot of people still want this palette but haven't picked it up. And now's the time to get it. Again, that sale is when you should get it. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this, and I feel like a lot of people has been holding out to get this until the sale starts, because obviously you can get that discount on it, but really, really pretty. I know that there's a lot of people out there that only use Urban Decay eyeshadows and want every naked palette that is released, and I totally understand that, and I feel like a lot of people was waiting on the sale to get it. So I just wanted to remind you all, which you probably don't need reminded. I'm sure you all have got it on your list, but if you were wanting this palette, I wanted to put this in the video because now's the time to get it. Now, one more thing I wanted to mention before I end this video. I'm sorry, you guys. I know this was a long video. I just had a lot of products to talk about. I didn't want to go through my drawers and pull them out because I didn't really want to dig through my drawers. But if you are somebody that you wanted a Natasha Denona palette, now's the time to get it. Those are really, really pricey. I have almost all of them, I feel like. But if you are somebody that you wanted to try Natasha Denona's formula, you will not be disappointed, first of all. The metallics are very blinding. They're amazing, and the mattes blend out so well, and they build up really nicely. I know that her price is really up there, but you're definitely paying for what you're getting. I don't think you'll be disappointed, but obviously if you can get it cheaper, I definitely recommend doing so. And now's the time. When the sale comes around, if you want a Natasha Denona, I say go for it. You will not be disappointed with the formula. I feel like a lot of people wait for the sale to get the really expensive things that they don't want to pay full price for, and I totally understand that. I don't want to pay full price for it either. So again, if you wanted to try Natasha Denona palettes, I highly recommend it. Some of my favorites, I didn't want to dig through my drawers, but some of my favorites are the Sunrise, the $65 palette. That's absolutely stunning. I also love the original Sunset palette. Both of those palettes are pretty warm toned. And I also, if I had to pick one more, I would definitely go with the Sephora palette. That is pretty much an all matte palette, and it's perfect for the fall time. I have done a video here on my channel where I talked about my favorite fall palettes, and I featured that palette in that video. So those are my top three. If I had to pick three, it would definitely be those: the Sephora, the Sunrise, and the Sunset. I just didn't want to dig through my drawers, but other than that, that is it. That is all the products that I recommend for the Sephora VIB sale. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I just want to thank you guys so much for being here and liking and commenting. It honestly means the world, and don't think that you go unnoticed, because I truly see you and I truly do appreciate you, each and every one of you. But before you go, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell below so you're notified every time I upload a video. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.